What up, E-Thugs? Sawcasm here. Today I have for you guys another patch note video. I'm going to be going over the general most important patches, in my opinion, from the March 12th, 2013 patch. So this came out yesterday, and I'm just going to go over some of the main changes and my thoughts on some of them. So first of all, they changed a bunch of spawn points. Not a big deal. I mean, hopefully they made it for the better. It's really hard to get a judge an accurate sense of what exactly they changed when they do change something like the spawn points. So really you just have to play the game modes a little bit and see that. And as always, by the way, real quick, the link for the patch notes will be in the description, so you can check it out there. See for yourself, and you could get the full patch notes, because I'm not going over everything, just what I think are the main points. So now for the SMGs, they nerfed the MSMC and the PDW. They increased the recoil, and they slightly reduced the hipfire accuracy for both of them. So they made them both slightly less effective and a little bit harder to control. So personally, I'm not a fan of this change, because I thought that they were fine after the first nerf. I really thought that they were not ridiculous like they were before. They were just, you know, a good weapon, and I didn't see a problem with that. Maybe I may be a little biased because I like them, but I do think that they promote fast-paced gameplay, because the SMGs do encourage rushing and making people go into those close-quarter encounter gunfights, which require rushing in that sort of playstyle. So I thought that just kind of adds a fun element to the game and just makes it doesn't make the game slow, basically, when you have SMGs that are strong. So the next thing is the pistols. They reduced the dual wield damage from the Cap 40s, and they reduced the accuracy from the hipfire dual wield Cap 40s as well. So this is a much needed change. If you follow especially competitive, they were complaining about it the most, the competitive pro players, because they were just ridiculous. You know, if you had the akimbo Cap 40 or the dual wield, whatever you prefer to call it, it really tore through people extremely quick. So it was extremely effective, and you know, this is I wouldn't say a necessary change, but it was a good change in my opinion. As for the attachments, the MMS sight, the cold-blooded now renders enemies almost completely invisible to MMS. So if you have that sight, it's going to be a lot harder to see people with cold-blooded, which I think is fine, because the perk cold-blooded, that's what it's meant to do. So, you know, you want to get the use out of the perks that you use. So they're just giving back the use that you should have gotten all along from this perk, in my opinion. Now, they did buff two of the LMGs, the LSW and the Hammer. Now, I don't know exactly how strong they are. I did a little bit of playing with them yesterday, and they seem a little bit better, but it's not like they're ridiculous. It's more so they're just decent weapons now. You know, they're pretty solid, fun to mess around with, but they're still not something that I think I could see myself using every single game and, you know, as my go-to weapon. The assault rifles, they nerfed select fire with the SMR and the FAL, so they just reduce the damage when firing in full auto with those, but those weren't too big of a deal anyway, because not many people use select fire. Okay, wait, let me correct myself. Not many people use select fire and used it effectively. So, you know, was it necessary? Probably. You know, the select fire was a little bit strong in these weapons, but it wasn't game breaking in my opinion. The next things, for the Type 25, alright, they have 3 assault rifle changes, and they're a little bit different, especially the first one. The Type 25 is completely different from the other two. They gave it a move speed increase and a medium range damage increase, so it's just an overall little buff to the Type 25. And as for the SCAR and SWAT, it's a long range damage increase for both of them. So it's pretty cool. You know, what are you gonna do with it? Like I said before, I didn't like the fact that they nerfed the SMGs and then they buffed the assault rifles on top of that. So it's kind of like they're promoting a slightly slower paced gameplay and all that, and just making the game something that I don't think is as good as it could be, because I would rather have a fast paced game. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather have a game where I'm able to rush, you know, where the people who sit back and defend aren't necessarily punished, but I don't want those people to be rewarded just for sitting back and waiting for people to come to them all game. You know, I think that just makes the game boring for me. Like I said, this is all my opinion, my thoughts. You could think what you want, but this is just what I feel about it. And the next thing is the shotgun, the M1216 medium range damage increase. Okay, it was a pretty terrible shotgun before, I'm not gonna lie. Some of you guys may have liked it, but now it's just slightly better and a little bit more consistent. The sniper rifles, the ballista and iron sight, we don't even care, but the idle sway was reduced, so I don't even care about that. And I never use a sniper. I use it like once every 16 games, so that's about it. There's a few other changes related to the multiplayer issues and just some general feature improvements. You can check that out in the link in the description, like I said. But that's about it for this. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out the patch notes yourself.